Hello, everyone. Welcome to my 60th live stream. Today is January 12th. How is everyone doing today? Let's see. I'm still calling on the Discord. So today we're going to be reviewing the key. So let me see. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Hmm. All right. So the key. I have a lot to say about this episode.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, Dan.
What's up, man?
Not much. I had a big day today. I went to school. After that, I went to an interview, and then I went to work. So
Yo, yo, yo.
yeah.
Hey, Matt.
What up, guys?
Hey, Matt. Glad you could make it, and thanks for the suggestion.
Hey, no problem, man. Glad to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Next,
this is an episode that me and Matt actually do enjoy too.
um, that's actually kind of surprising because like there's so much with this episode. Like, I mean, it's not an absolutely terrible episode, but there are a lot of problems with it. Like we can talk
I
about
think
it.
I kind of think that this is probably the best episode of the season, honestly. For me.
Howdy, guys.
Hey, kid.
How's it
Hey,
going?
man.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
Good.
Awesome.
Oh, hey, Cade.
Hey, what's going on, Brian?
Not much. Had a really big day today. Came from work, watched the episode, and now I'm just excited to talk about it with you guys. Yeah. What did you think about? So I just want to hear each of your guys' opinion on the key. Like this episode in general, how they adapted it from the comic. Because this, in a way, there wasn't anything from the comic in this episode. I guess you could say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think this is probably, in my opinion, the best episode of season 8. At least for me personally, is because I don't know. It's original comic material, which means that despite you read the comics, you don't expect something like this to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And even though the budget was a huge issue in this one, that's for sure. But I don't know. I and some of the Georgie stuff was a bit weird, but I don't know. I thought this episode still was pretty good, to be honest.
Agreed.
Agreed. Yeah.
It's really not terrible because I was interested in some of the things. With Georgie, I honestly was very confused and trying to figure her out as well with the characters. And as far as Rick and Negan, I mean, even though the fight I think was, unrealistic by all means, I still think that with how they did it, like it's still entertaining to watch. So
I think that their dialogue is really good, though.
I think so too
Agreed.
in a way. Might not be perfect, but I think it is good though. Um, okay, so this episode, all right, the key. So, yeah, you guys know how the episode starts. We have, Okay, so we see Negan at the sanct. Okay, so we see everyone at the sanctuary. Uh, hey, hey, Matt, is that you that I'm hearing? The kids screaming in the
Yeah,
background.
there's kids in the background, yeah.
Okay.
Can't really
Um,
do much about it, unfortunately.
uh, all right. Well, that's okay. I guess. All right. So, what did you guys? Okay, so yeah, Negan and them are telling the Saviors their plans about the whole infector weapons and stuff with the Walker blood, and we have Simon, who doesn't look really happy about it, and so what did you guys think about this scene? Like, okay, so first off, the whole
I'll say
Walker guys,
something about
the whole Walker blood thing, that has been an issue in the show for many years, and it is still an issue. People cannot figure it out, like how Walker
I'll
blood
say
works.
something about this scene, actually. This is the scene with the zoomed-in faces, right?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
zoomed in faces. Yeah, we see Negan smiling, then Dwight, and then Simon. And it's like I don't know.
Okay.
I did not
There's
like
one
that.
thing I gotta say about this scene. Comedy gold.
What?
Yeah, it is.
And I
You
noticed
just
something
got like
too.
these awkward zoom ins, and you got Negan like smiling all zoomed in. I remember just laughing like, what the heck is this camera shot?
Also too, I don't know why, but in season 8 they started doing that like a lot, and I was like, "What the heck were you doing?"
Yeah, they did a lot of this like zoomed in face stuff, like because they did it for episode 2, they did it for episode 8, and then they did it for this one too.
I think they done it for 6 too at the end, where like they're zooming in on everybody where they're at.
Honestly, though, like when I was watching this and I see Negan smiling at the beginning, I remember just the thought in my head of like, okay, this is gonna be a fun episode, like just by seeing that like smile at the beginning.
True, yeah.
Negan looked like overly joyful in that scene.
He did. That's when you knew, like, okay, like this is gonna be a fun episode.
All right. So I am King Ken. He's in the live stream chat. He says, "Hi, good. You have Discord?" Yes, King Ken. I have a Discord, and that's how I'm able to talk with you guys. So if you have a Discord account, just let me know, and I'll send you a link. So that way you can maybe join us and talk about the episode if you want. And
yeah, definitely. And also, I've seen him on my channel too, so I'm pretty sure he probably discovered your channel from mine as well too. So it'd be great to actually talk with him.
Let's see. He says, "Not gonna lie, I can't remember this episode." Would you guys say this is an episode people don't think about a lot in season 8? Because I will say the Rick versus Negan fight was better than the finale fight.
It was, because the finale fight was just weird. The way they were just going around the tree and just that whole. I wasn't the biggest fan of that fight.
True. Yep. I don't know. It just to me like they done a fight in episode 8, I think, and then they done one in episode 12. Then they done one in 16.
Every
and
4
by
episodes.
16, by then episode 16, you're just like, okay.
Which one?
Like we've seen this before.
Yeah,
Sure.
they should have done something different, or at least maybe like took one of the fights out or something, because like I don't know, three feels like too much. I feel like
the fight they could have taken out is the mid-season finale fight, just because it makes Rick a total idiot in my opinion, because he has a fully loaded gun, and instead of going back in there to shoot Negan, he's just like, oh, better run away. He has plot armor.
Agreed.
I know, it's so weird, and also because like. I don't know. I like. There's only one part of that fight I actually like, because like the whole fight, it was weird. And it felt random.
Yeah. Plus, the way Rick holds Lucille is just so cringe. It's like, dude, what are you doing?
There's only one part of that fight I actually like, and it's not even it's part of like an actual fight. It's just dialogue. I like when Rick's just like,
careful, dude,
shut up, and Negan's like, nope. Like I like that part. That part was kind of funny.
Yeah.
That fight in the mid-season finale was weird, because like after Rick gets pushed out the window, he just takes off, and it's like, you're on your own, Judith. I don't know. It's like that's the vibe I kind of got from it, and
well, also because like it's supposed to be like this episode did it better, if you ask me, because that fight in the mid-season finale, it's supposed to be like the moment we're building to, is to see the two of them fight. And it just felt like it's just like a section of the episode. It's just like just one of the parts. But like this episode, it did it better because they actually focused on it like it was the most important thing, which it was.
Yeah. King Ken says that was this the one with Rick versus Negan? Yes, it was. Rick versus Negan round 2, and he says he has a Discord, and I just sent him the link. So if you guys see King Ken somewhere on a Discord, then he's trying to join us.
Yep.
All right. So, so we have the. Sorry.
Also,
Kate.
I have to. It's okay. Like for example, going back to the plot armor thing about the about him like just straight up leaving during that fight too. It's like me, you, and Matt, Dan, we can attest to this because we actually make shows and stuff. I mean, plot armor, you have to have it, but don't put your characters in situations where it can be easily avoided.
Yeah, that was the thing about Gimple. Like Gimple just did it to where it was like way too obvious that it was plot armor. Where I don't know, I feel like the way Angela does it, it feels less, kind of.
Yep.
Well, the way Gimple did it was laughable. I mean, Rick in season 8, whenever Negan was around, like lost all of his brain cells and became a complete doofus.
Yeah. And like I don't want to spoil it for people, but like in my version, I just had Rick push Negan out of the window, and then he grabbed his gun and he tried to run outside to get him. And then when he came out the other side, Negan was gone. Like, I feel like that makes more sense than like doing it this way, where Rick gets pushed out the window, and then he has a fully loaded gun, like you said, and just runs away. Like, really?
It's like, what are you doing, man?
Another good example of this, of like, you know, running away from fights and stuff, and like but still having plot armor, is season 10, episode 10, when Daryl was versus Alpha. That actually made sense, you know, because they both got screwed up pretty bad. So there's like, you know, screw. Is it that worth it to cost everybody else's lives just so like, you know, we can just have a little bit of a fight, you know?
Yeah.
Rick
I
and
mean,
Negan,
honestly, you know, they were messed up pretty bad when like they're literally in the same like gas station, like just like not that far away from each other, and they're just like talking. They're not even like trying to get to each other.
Yep.
Goes to show you Alpha was tougher than she looked.
Definitely.
Exactly.
So we have the part where Negan is okay. So Simon talks to Dwight about, you know, riding with him instead of taking his own bike, and we have Negan who goes by himself. And oh my gosh, the way I'm sorry, when he puts that bucket or Lucille in the bucket, I'm like, okay, that must stink. Like that must reek so bad in the car. And Negan's just like, you look beautiful. It's like oh my gosh, I would laugh if Negan like puked after that scene because like he's just thinking
That'd be
oh, it
funny.
stinks.
Plus another thing, right? Like the car crash sequence. Why did they skip around that so much?
Oh, budget.
Yeah, it was the budget. They couldn't film it, unfortunately, and they just should have done it in a different way.
Agreed. Like, what the heck, dude?
Game of Thrones and Mandalorian be like, what's a budget?
Yeah. They have unlimited.
Even though I kind of feel like The Walking Dead is the show that deserves the bigger budget, but you know.
Remember the White Walkers in season 1 of Game of Thrones? They looked so CGI, it wasn't even funny.
Yeah, that's true. They got better as the time went on.
Oh yeah, easily.
Honestly, this is where the budget's going, guys. It's going to the spin-off shows.
Yeah, which I mean, if we're talking World Beyond, it's not worth it. Fear, it's like, okay, I'm starting to understand why it's actually good again. But like World Beyond, it's like, don't like give them money. Like
no, this is the thing, is that World Beyond is clearly sucking up all the budget with like the helicopters and CRM and all that stuff.
Yeah, and like my biggest argument with World Beyond is that it's like Fear the Walking Dead. Some people in the early days were like, what if The Walking Dead did a spinoff? But like World Beyond, my biggest argument, we never asked for it. We never asked
for that bullcrap. Exactly.
Yeah.
Just give us the Rick movies.
Exactly.
At this point,
are rated R, by the way.
Just at this point, I kind of wish they just made the Rick stuff just a miniseries. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Would it not?
Because then we'd see it sooner.
Exactly. And it'd be easier to film too, because apparently with the movies, of course, they're gonna make it feel all. Gimple's wanting to make it feel all Hollywoody, so it's gonna take a lot of budget. So like, why not just make it a miniseries?
Exactly, and also because like, I mean, like, yeah, a movie would be cool, but like at the same time, the way the world is right now, I just don't know if they're gonna be able to release it in a theater.
I know, it's like, oh my gosh, and that's the thing too. Like AMC, like Premiere or whatever. I mean, I get why people get it, but like at the same time, I'm just like, if you're gonna do anything, like just release like miniseries and like, like, you know, like of course like early episodes on there.
Yeah, because like that's my biggest thing about it is that we would probably see it sooner than this like big movie.
Exactly. I'm just like, oh my gosh, just do the AMC Premiere thing, but just make it worth your money.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so really quick, back to the episode. So we have Rick finally and Michonne making it to the hilltop, and we have Rick reuniting with Judith. And just want to be honest, who here did not know who that woman was who gave Judith to Rick? When you guys first saw it,
I knew who she was, but I could never remember her name.
Did you guys know?
Like Crystal or some bullcrap?
No. Crystal was from the hilltop originally. She's from Alexandria.
Oh, that's right.
Her name is Barbara.
Yeah, Barbara from Alexandria.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought she died during all that war, but then when I saw her in 914, I was like, "What the heck?" Seriously,
Yeah, I know. she just shows up like, man, we all argue that Scott's in the background. I mean, man.
Yeah,
she's an F lister at best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like-
guys, we all know that Scott is an S tier character.
Oh, easily.
But and it's like you know what's the crazy thing? Both Rick and her have an unfortunate connection now. They share something now. You guys want to know what it is?
Yeah.
What?
They both lost their children at Alexandria when Negan destroyed it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
But does the show acknowledge it? No.
Nope.
Show don't acknowledge it at all. And then the show is also like, oh, hey, guys, you know that useless character Scott? Well, he has a son now, and we're never going to mention him again after this one episode he's in.
No,
Yeah.
don't worry, guys. They will. Once they finally have the guts to kill off Scott, he will grow up and he will be the next Scott. That's what
That's
they're
the
doing.
back. That's why they introduced Marcus. They're like, okay, if for some godforsaken reason, maybe the actor for Scott has to leave, we have Marcus as plan B.
Honestly, if the actor for Scott wants to leave, though, like if we heard that like during season 11 the actor wanted to leave, I would just be like, dude, why didn't you want to say that after your wife like left the show?
That's what I'm saying. It honestly shocked me that he stuck around this long.
Me too. 'Cause
Yeah.
I was fully expecting when Sasha went in the season 7 finale, like I'd say like episode 2 or something when they're attacking the outpost. I thought he was dead.
Nope.
Agreed. But
Here
nope.
we are during the Whisperer War final confrontation, and he's still kicking around.
Yeah.
Exactly, dude.
And
Pretty
he
much
survives
pretty much
that
into the
too.
Commonwealth now.
Yeah.
Scott literally made it to the final arc of the show, and
I
Rick
know.
didn't. Like, what the heck?
I know, because we can pretty much say we're like in the Commonwealth now, because like they're showing up now, so we can say that he's made it to the last part of the
Exactly.
series.
Oh, guys, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but the Renegade Whispers have been confirmed for 10C. What are your thoughts on it?
Surviving
Yeah,
Whispers.
that surprised me in the teaser. Like I don't know if we're gonna see a lot of them in any kind of way, but if you guys saw that new teaser they released today, there's like they actually did put a whisper in that teaser.
And there's a few of them surrounding Aaron and Gabriel.
What? Aaron
Let's
again?
move on to the
Aaron
couple.
again?
Aaron and Gabriel are surrounded, yeah, by
Again.
Whispers. And it's a screenshot. Dude,
I'm just
gonna
kinda
just
like-
say it. I hate this idea of these Renegade Whispers.
Me
It
too.
it cheapens the mask going over the cliff scene for me.
Honestly,
Yep.
like exactly. Like I kind of wish that if they did it, they would do it to where it's like I feel like I don't like hallucinations. I don't like dream sequences, but I wish that's what it was. Like that they are imagining that whispers are there or something. Because like
And-
it ruins that mask scene, like you just said.
It does.
Yep.
And another rumor came out today, and this one might not be real, but apparently Maze is like teaming up with these Renegade Whispers or something.
I heard about that. Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
that actually is the most surprising to me because I'm just like I don't know. I was expecting it to be a fake like character, like somebody that maybe didn't even exist or something in the actual world.
Apparently,
like, it was just like a hallucination.
apparently Maze is the leader of the Renegade Whispers, and and Maze is like a whisper or something. That's the rumor right now.
Man, too bad they couldn't have afforded Robert Patrick to be a whisperer during the actual whisper arc.
I
Yeah.
know, like Beta and all them are dead, and they're like, okay, how do we make the Whispers interesting with all the main ones gone? Oh, Robert Patrick, make him the new main one.
Let's
I know
introduce
there's like
another
an
Whisperer.
argument that like there's an argument that like the whispers like yeah because they wear masks you'll never be able to know that Robert Patrick was never there, but like we're supposed to believe he was there the whole time. I know there's a lot of whisperers and they have masks on, but it's gonna feel like a Carter situation where it's like yeah I was part
Yeah.
of whispers the whole time.
It's going to be Carter and Denise all over again.
It's gonna
Yeah.
feel like Jed from the Saviors.
Oh.
Yep.
And Justin.
Yeah, that was so weird.
And Justin too, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you guys remember Daryl apologizes to Rick about what he did back at the sanctuary? I did like this
Yeah, he
because
should.
Daryl was getting on my nerves in season 8, but at least he didn't get worse as he was. So like this is when Daryl started getting better, I think, in season 8, and then we got him much better in season 9.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. I think this is the scene that finally like made me be like, oh yeah, I like Daryl. Yeah, I kind of forgot. I keep like thinking I hate him because this like storyline they've been taking him on.
And
Yeah.
then in 8:14, once Tara's like, "Oh, I'm done killing Dwight," he's just like, He's just like, all right, well, I'm still gonna kill him anyways.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Is that in the same episode, right? Or not the same episode, but like 2 episodes later, Tara's like, actually, Dwight's on our side. He actually saved me from Simon. And Daryl's like, did you forget the mission? We still have to kill him.
Yep.
Yeah, it's so Gimple just like I don't know. He wrote his character so weird.
He did.
It's like Daryl. It's like, why do you hate? It's like, okay, let's get. If Daryl can give reasons why he hates Dwight, he killed Denise. Well, Daryl, you only knew her for like one day, and I don't know. And then it's like he gave him dog food sandwiches, and it's like Daryl used to eat possum.
Not to mention, realistically, he should hate Negan way more than Dwight because Negan bludgeoned Glenn and blamed Daryl for that kill.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. And like, man, it's just crazy to think that like nowadays, like I know this is probably the wrong term to use, but they're literally hanging out now in season 10.
I'm just gonna say it, but and me and Matt have also talked about this a lot, but I think Morgan is better than Daryl, and people come after this for that, but I just think it's true.
Yeah, I would say that. I would love to say that, but like I don't know. Morgan does frustrate me sometimes, like especially in. I'm just not a big fan of Morgan in season 6, but also 7 at times as well too. At least until like Bury Me Here, I wasn't the biggest fan.
I'm a huge Morgan fan just because I love the mystery of the character, and I also like you gotta like respect that character because he's basically the closest thing we have to Rick Grimes now.
Yep.
Yeah, I kind of feel like honestly Daryl like. It's still like even at the like during like the third half of season 10, it still feels so weird having him as the lead. I'm like, imagine if Morgan was still in the show after Rick left. Like,
Angela Kang is actually trying to get Morgan back on the main show. She's claimed she's trying to steal him back.
I don't blame her. Honestly, I would do anything I could to get Lenny James back on Walking Dead.
That's what she's trying to do. She's trying to negotiate like with the Fear crew to get Lenny James to come back.
Honestly, I don't think I ever heard anybody say this, which is weird. But I actually because somehow now Madison is like such this like respected character, even because before she used to be so hated, and then she died, and everybody's like, "Oh, she was so great." I'm just like, I don't know,
never liked her.
But Morgan in season 6, this doesn't apply to season 4 and 5, but Morgan in season 6 is a way better lead than Madison was in the early days.
Oh, agreed.
Yeah, and like honestly. I'm just going to say it. Madison coming back would be random. It would screw up the Talking Dead in memoriam stuff because you wouldn't be able to trust that anymore. It would also screw up Alicia's character development, and it would screw Morgan out of the lead role. It would cause a bunch of issues.
Exactly. Yep. And I'm good with the way Morgan's leading the show right now, so I don't really think it's needed, and also it would feel too late after all this time.
Well, after all this time, she just comes back and is like, "Oh, hey, it's me, and I'm just gonna come and kill the Pioneers now because I'm cool and I'm an OG season 1 character." And I'm like, "Oh, come on, man."
Yeah. By the way, also, like Fear the Walking Dead always does this too, where it's like Fear, it's like, oh, like Madison, like it's like, oh, you're back, and it's like, yeah, I got out, like it's like, but then they don't show us or something. It'd be like, oh, okay then, like
Does anybody know what part of Texas Jenny's group like has their territory in? Because honestly, when they have run into them in season 4B and like 5A, well, no, actually 5. Actually, I don't know 5A. Actually, no, 5A, they're close to that spot anyway. So I don't understand.
Yeah, I think that like the what we're supposed to believe is that it's like they like travel along and they get people's stories and they help people and they keep moving and. They went from that factory place to like they kept traveling and stuff. I feel like maybe they're trying to make us think that it's like they just moved place to place and ran into them.
I think exactly. And then David Alpert's like, wait, hang on, let me fix that crap and just have like an actual normal story in season 6.
Dude, like I need this guy to take credit because honestly, he deserves the fan support.
Yeah, he's being screwed over by AMC right now, and it's scummy in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yep. Agreed. And and also the thing is too, why the heck did what's his name season 5 character that got killed shot in the head?
Logan.
What's his name?
Oh, Logan. Yeah.
Why did he just ran across from them like randomly out in the middle of nowhere when Morgan hadn't really seen them at all? like on the road.
Yeah, that's true. Also, like I could not stand Logan because he's just such a lame villain. But there was actually one part, and probably one of the only scenes I enjoyed in season 5, because it actually did make me laugh for once. Is that when Luciana was like, "Logan, don't take another step," and he just takes another step just to prove like these guys are so weak, you know?
Exactly.
I love when he
Oh,
calls
wow.
John out on his bluff in season 5, episode 13. He's like, you're not gonna shoot me. It's just not your style.
Yeah, like
Exactly.
for once, I was actually like, wow, this guy's speaking some major truth, because it's so true. They're not going to do it.
Season 6, John, literally would have just been like, oh yeah, not my style.
Yeah,
that
no.
would have been funny. All right, guys. So in the key, so we have Maggie and Rosita standing guard on the hilltop walls. This episode, it really felt so like such a small cast. Like at the hilltop, there was nobody around, and like part of me was just because like we had Rick who said he was going to go on lookouts, and when that happened, I had this funny idea where I'm like, what if Daryl was like, Rick, you can't go. You and I are the only guys here. Like, I don't know. It would have been funny because there was like this episode was like very it was very women led by the hilltop, like, or you know what I mean, or hilltop led by the woman. So like we hardly saw anyone else. It was just Maggie, Rosita, Michonne, Enid. Like I don't know, just like they're in charge of the hilltop. Like everyone else is gone or something.
Where's the king, and like where's like Jerry and all these, like we see Jerry quickly, but it was nothing big, like, you know.
Exactly. He just comes in and is like, "Yo, by the way, them saviors on the road, yeah, they're all dead. See you guys later."
Can you guys think how many times they said the saviors are coming this episode?
I know, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I gotta say too, like I didn't like Do Not Send Us Astray. That's another episode I don't mind, the one right after this one, but like I was so disappointed that battle, like just the way that battle went, especially when Tara gets shot. Like it's just the way they filmed that was so weird.
It was so weird. It really was, yeah.
Simon owned that episode though when he's like going through Hilltop with his axe. Oh, it was so creepy. I loved it.
I know. I just wish that Negan was there though, like, because I'm just like, I don't know. It's how it was in the comic, and it did like I did like Simon in this one, but I'm like, this is when I knew season 8 messed up with Negan, because I'm just like, he's just with Jadis now, like really.
Well, as we all know, Gimple's basically confirmed this just by his writing alone. But Simon is the true main antagonist of the Savior arc.
He kind of is. I mean, Negan's the one that like came out of the RV, and he's the one that did the stuff. But it's almost like Negan like started everything, and he's like, okay, Simon, it's your turn.
Exactly.
Especially in season 8. Like season 7, Negan is the main villain, but in season 8, honestly, Negan barely does anything other than bomb Alexandria, and that's it.
Yeah, it's weird, and like literally, he can talk to Carl for like a minute, and he's just like they make it seem like he's actually considering just like stopping everything. It's like, are you serious? This is the villain we have?
Yeah, honestly, Gimple. People complain about how Gimple wrote Daryl, but I'm more upset about how he wrote Negan.
Yeah,
Angela's finding the perfect balance.
And that's the thing. It's like Negan, like regardless, maybe not everybody agrees, but like I love Jeffrey Morgan. I think he's an amazing actor. But like it's just such a shame, because I feel like he would have pulled off that villain side if they would have just wrote his character better. He would have been an amazing villain, I think.
Okay, guys, off topic, but if you noticed in the new screenshots today, Lucille's hair is now purple, and I'm really hoping that Lucille's hair doesn't change color in every like flash forward as we go on through that story.
Well, it's going to be white. It's going to be white. It's going to be white next time.
It looks like she looks like a chick you'll find at like the bar or some bullcrap.
Yeah,
I know.
Can't they just have JDM's wife not wear a wig and just look normal?
Exactly.
Like honestly, have you guys seen her? She has a head of hair. Like seriously, I'm not saying like you could literally just have it go from like you see her with like all her hair, like her real hair in real life, and then you could literally just cut to her like being like bald with no hair. Like they could just do something like that.
And just have her wear a bald cap. I think didn't Samantha Morton wear a bald cap when she was Alpha?
No, she actually did shave her hair, which is actually like that's dedication right there.
Wow.
And she did in 910 at the last part.
Yeah.
And then she
other than that,
shaved. She shaved. Hey guys, I sent something to the chat just now. If you guys want to take a look, I just want to tell you, like, Do you guys think this could be the possible 10C key art?
6 new episodes. I could see it.
Being the possible 10C new key art and stuff?
Wagon just
Yeah.
look normal.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Exactly.
Like
I think that'd be pretty cool. I don't know. But going back to what we're saying, you know, like, I don't know. Just like, what were we saying? I don't even know. I can't remember.
The key.
Oh, by the
we were
way,
talking about
Brian.
the episode. Yeah.
Brian, what do you think about because did you see that new teaser today with like the 6 extra episodes and stuff?
I didn't. I was really busy today. I had school, an interview, work. I couldn't sit down and watch
you didn't
anything.
miss much. It wasn't like footage or anything. It was just like kind of some promotional stuff. But once you get a chance to see it, I won't like spoil it too much for you. But like when you see the logo for Walking Dead, I know this is gonna probably be crazy to you, but Negan is actually in the middle of the logo. I'm not joking.
Yep, as if he's the main character of 10C, which I'm so down for.
I know.
Agree, dude.
I was so thrown off by that.
Heck yeah.
Okay. Okay. So Simon. Simon's driving Dwight and him to the hilltop, and the fact that they have us kind of side with Simon, who he's just saying like Negan's plan, it hasn't worked for 2 seasons. You know, like he's saying that we keep losing people, and then Negan wants to keep giving them chances, and Rick, Maggie, and Ezekiel, they're not scaring. They're not submitting. You know what I mean? Like, and Negan's still giving them all these chances.
There's one thing about this that's kind of crazy though between Dwight and Simon is that it's like I find it crazy because I actually think that when you see Simon talking with Dwight, I feel like if it wasn't for like everything that happened, I feel like if Simon managed to actually take out Negan, like hypothetical, I actually think that like Simon would actually be like Dwight would be his best friend or something. Like it would actually if Dwight found like Jerry or something afterwards or something, like and he was still part of like the Saviors with Simon or something. Simon, I feel like would just be like, "Congrats, Dwight." Like I feel like Simon actually like would be nice to Dwight. That's the crazy part.
Or yeah, I don't know. Simon was acting kind of weird this episode. Like, imagine if it's like plot twist. He had a thing for Dwight. I'm just kidding. Like,
oh my lord.
I was just kidding. Because like, I remember that line later in the episode where he's like, Dwight, this is a pivotal point in our history. We could tell our grandchildren this. And I'm like, Simon. No, if I was Dwight, I would have been like, Simon, we don't even have kids. Like, you know what I mean? Just, it's like, what? Also, it's like, where's this coming from? Like, you wanted me to go with you, like in the car, and now all this talk and just like, it's just awkward.
I didn't think of that though. That's true. Like there was a lot of like weird signs from Simon.
Did he gun down an entire community of little teenage boys? So what is he talking about?
Yeah, I know. Like, dude. Oh my goodness.
Guys,
I didn't realize like how much.
he
actually did some weird stuff.
Oh gosh.
Simon is a man of morals.
Oh yeah, like Warper. He has so many morals, don't he? Mom's ability.
True that.
Bro. Oh, by the way, guys, speaking of Warper, you guys are gonna love him in season 3.
Will they though? I'm joking. That they will. They will.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. I can't wait to finally start reviewing season 3.
We finished episode 1, and me and Kade actually had watched episode 1 a few days ago with the cast. We'll just say that this episode is mind-blowing.
It really does, and it ends on such a way that you're gonna just be like, oh man, I want more.
Yeah,
awesome. I'm also probably in a few days here actually gonna review that the first episode of the Warper spinoff series too.
Have you seen the whole thing or no?
No, I've seen the first 2 episodes so far.
Yeah, like I said, the first 2 episodes are a bit more on the comedic side if you look at it that way.
Yeah, no, they were good though. I'm actually pretty into it so far.
Oh yeah, it's great. Mickey done a perfect job on the writing and stuff. I feel like he just like really good.
Absolutely,
100%. Mick always brings a lot to the table.
Okay, so what did you guys think about this? Because I was always confused about this. When they bring the crate and they find the note, how the whole key to the future in exchange for food and records. Like, what did you guys think about this whole thing? Because, it really confused me. Yeah, it's so random. and it's
You
like,
know, honestly, I feel like the reason why they did this, to be honest, is just because, like, you guys remember around this time during the second half of season 8, there was rumors that Lauren might leave the show. So they're probably just like, let's introduce something that's like that'll give us an option if that actually goes down, which then it did. So then they're like, oh, Maggie's with Georgie, you know?
Yep, she went to Whiskey Cavalier.
Oh, that done Greg did
I'm
it.
wondering after all this time, like, I really hope, I'm sure we will. I'm wondering if the actress is still going to be actually like willing to do it. But like, are they actually going to have Georgie in like season 11 at some point, or like, I'm wondering.
Honestly,
I
I don't know, man.
Because that's kind of a plot hole.
If we see Georgie anymore in like 10C or something, it'll easily be in like 1017, I'd say.
Yeah, that's true. They could do it. Like, some people were even saying, like, in the first episode 17, like, we may see like some of the stuff with Negan and Maggie, but then it could be like scars or something where like they go back in time during like throughout the episode every once in a while, and we see like some flashbacks of her meeting like Elijah and like, you know, spending time with Georgie and at her place or something. I don't know.
Because like each episode, like for example, episode 17, you got Maggie's story. Episode 18, you got like Daryl's story. Episode 19, you got Gabriel's story. 20 is, I think it's Commonwealth.
Princess.
It's kind of Princess, yeah. And then 21 is Carol, and then 22 is Negan, of course.
Yeah, like I actually like how they're doing that though, because it's like, I don't know, they pick some good characters. The Princess leading an episode kind of is interesting, but I think the reason why they may do that with Princess is because there's still people that are kind of on the fence about her.
Yeah, agreed.
It's an unpopular opinion, but I actually like Princess so far.
Yeah, she's a lot better than the comic counterpart. I'll give her that. Like, she's a lot better.
Definitely.
Okay.
I just like, yeah.
Her comic counterpart, like, probably, this is what I pictured that she'd sound like. Oh, hey guys, I'm the princess. What's up?
It sounds like Steve Urkel.
She just sounds like that person that has like the most annoying voice ever. Like,
that sounds like Steve Urkel saying that.
And then somehow on the TV show, they actually managed to make the princess not annoying.
Yeah, like when she talks, like it's actually like normal. Like, I'm just like, yeah, she's one of the gang. Like, I don't mind it.
Yep. Dude, if they went with that voice, I would have been like, please just get rid of this character now.
I hope she gets to meet Negan at some point, though. That would be interesting.
Oh, those two would hit it off.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, agreed.
Hey, all right. So, do you guys remember this part in the episode? We have, Rick, keeping a lookout, and it's still weird to me that Daryl decided not to go with him, even though Rick said he was fine. It's like, I don't know. Daryl still could have had his back or something, but. Anyways, we have...
Honestly, like, I find that kind of interesting. That's actually a question I have for everybody here. Do you guys think that, like, if Daryl was, like, in the passenger seat with Rick or something, like, do you think that if Rick and Daryl both went after Negan together, they could have actually done it?
Oh, Negan would have been killed for sure.
Yeah, he would have been, I think he would have. I mean, that's a duo you don't want to mess with, honestly.
Rick and Daryl are an iconic duo that you don't ever want to cross.
I'll tell you another
bad side.
I'll tell you another one that you wouldn't want to cross to is Morgan.
Oh no, man! Better than that, imagine the three of them, like Rick, Daryl, and Morgan.
Oh gosh,
that's like the deadly like trio right there.
Gosh,
and Morgan's in like clear mode too, so you don't want to mess with them there, especially.
Rick, Daryl, Morgan, and Negan would be like the four horsemen of the apocalypse.
Oh yeah, easily.
So what did you guys think about this? So Rick was supposed to warn the group. He's supposed to honk his horn to let them know, like the other scouts know that, hey, spotted the saviors. But he doesn't do it. Instead, he goes after Negan specifically just to get revenge. And I'm just saying, like, this could have backfired so much. If Simon and Dwight, like, if they didn't stop the saviors, if they just kept going after Rick went to get Negan, then that would have been bad. Like, I'm just saying, like, and they wouldn't have had any warning. Like,
you know what? Honestly, this is something they should have fixed. Like, I don't know. It's still not a perfect idea, but I don't know. I think it would have made more sense if Rick was just like, okay, like he just honks the horn like a few times, then he's like, all right, I'm going.
Yeah, like
agreed. Yeah,
that's so weird how he just decides to go after do revenge and could not warn everyone, because like it's not just Negan there; it's the whole convoy or however many saviors he has. And don't even get me started on the fact that Negan is in the nice car at the very back of the saviors. Like, isn't Negan supposed to be the president? Like you guys have seen when the president is in his limo, there's cars all around him, but front, back.
Yeah.
Negan should be in the middle, not at the very
You
back.
would you would think that like Negan would be like how many like maybe like few vehicles. Negan would be like in the middle of that. Like he'd be like somewhere in the middle, which it's like yeah, it does feel weird that Negan's like riding in the back, but it's because he was so focused on how beautiful Lucille looked that it took a while for him to catch up.
Oh my goodness. And okay, so yeah, we have the part where Rick crashes into the side of Negan's car and starts chasing after him. and Negan, like Negan's face is like, oh my gosh, there's a madman chasing me. Like that's Negan's face right there. And Rick's face is total psycho.
I know. It honestly like it's funny. Like Negan's face and Rick's face does not feel like it's in the same scene.
It's like Rick is the villain, and then Negan is the good guy in the story. Like that's how they really portray it.
Show that scene to someone completely out of context, and they'll think that Negan's the good guy.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh man, honestly too. Like I couldn't like man. I love the little part where like Simon just like smiles that like Rick hit him. I'm just like, dude, like you're savage for that one.
Yeah. When he done his whistle throughout the basement, you just hear it like going off in the background while Negan's looking for his bat.
Yeah, I know.
That was amazing.
Dude,
Okay.
The next unrealistic thing from this episode right there, Simon is conveniently the only savior to witness this.
I know.
I mean, well, Dwight was there too, right? I mean, he didn't see Rick in the alley, but I guess I kind of see what you're saying. And also, was it weird? So, like, they stopped their cars and all the saviors got out. Like, this felt so weird to me. I counted at least, like, 30 saviors, and Arat was, like, the only female savior. And it's like, where's everyone else? Because, like, later episodes, we see hundreds and hundreds of saviors. Like, it's so weird to me.
Yeah.
What? I still don't get
If
it.
you didn't know,
How many
if you
saviors
didn't know
are
it,
there?
if
If
you didn't know any better, like you would honestly think that like there's only like 20 saviors left, if that.
Yeah,
at that point,
it's weird.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah.
And then
Also,
season 8,
like,
episode
it's like,
16's like, hold on, let me show you my 200 savior battle pass real quick.
It's like, where does he keep getting them?
I know. Still by episode 16, he still has like all these saviors.
It feels like in a video game, like when you kill like a bunch of enemies and they like spawn back.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
Honestly, another crazy part about this too is that like this is just a small thing, but like I find this kind of cool that it's like both Simon and Dwight a season ago would have never been like this, but like now both in the same vehicle, Simon and Dwight are both like, yes, somebody's trying to kill Negan,
Yeah,
exactly.
Not to mention in season 9A specifically before the time skip, there's still way too many saviors alive.
Yeah,
I know. It's weird.
There's
Also,
like
I was
at
so
least
disappointed
100.
that like you literally see like Jed go after Carol's group at the camp or whatever while Rick and Daryl are in that pit, and you hear the gunshots, you hear all this stuff happening, and then they never show you what ends up like going down.
Yep, it's stupid. They just make you like, they're basically just like, oh, you guys have imaginations, figure it out.
I know. It's like, like Carol's already been confirmed to be like one of the safest characters. So let's just, she survived. Everybody else survived. It's fine.
Carol went Rambo mode, and you can just picture it from there.
I know.
So Negan. Okay, so then we get the overturned car, and wait, I think Epic's joining us.
Hey guys.
Hey, Epic.
Hey guys.
Hey,
Sorry,
man.
Epic.
Sorry,
What's
I'm
up,
late.
dude?
It's okay.
What were you saying, Brian?
Okay, yeah. So then we have the part. We have the budget cut at the scene because we have Negan. He wakes up and the car is overturned. We have Rick's car also smashed against a pole, and they both wake up, no serious injuries. And Negan, his bucket somehow spilled all over him, and he didn't get any in his face and eye. Like, what in the world? Like, oh my
I
goodness,
know.
that's so fake.
Yeah,
It's also
sorry,
like
late,
so.
guys.
What were you
Hello?
saying, Dan?
It's also like so weird too because it's like I don't know. I just laughed at this part because I was already frustrated about the budget when they cut that scene, but then I don't know. I just laughed so hard when Rick just like comes out of the vehicle. I'm just like, dude, like he just like falls down and then picks up his gun.
Hey guys.
Yep.
Hey, Epic.
Yeah.
Sorry I'm late.
It's all
problem.
good, bro.
So, what you think of the episode?
I thought it was a decent episode.
I mean, I'll give it credit for this though. Like it's still not a perfect episode, but when I was watching this live, I remember I was on the edge of my seat when Rick was shooting like back and forth at Negan, and like when he threw the axe and stuff, I was so like on edge.
Man,
Yeah.
who knew
like
Rick
this
went to
episode.
the Stormtrooper Academy?
Yeah, exactly.
But then in season 2, when he's in the bar with Dave and Tony, the guys from Randall's group, he shoots like he has aimbot on.
I
Man,
know.
they better not do like this whole like bad aim thing. And it would actually be funny too, because people always say the Commonwealth soldiers look like stormtroopers. Imagine if they just like have terrible like they just can't shoot at all. It'd just be like, oh dude, like you like we know what you're trying to relate to.
Imagine Mercer comes out and his suit's black instead of orange. He goes up to Daryl and he's like, I am your father.
Oh, what a plot twist, dude.
Hey, who do you think should play Mercer?
Idris Elba.
Yeah, that's a
Interesting.
perfect pick.
That is a good choice actually.
Okay, it's got to be someone who. Okay, so since he's going to be in season 11, the last season, it's got to be someone who's willing to be on the show for at least just one season, like not a couple episodes kind of thing. And it has to be someone who looks like somebody who's like physically fit, like the actor, and you know, just a tall, big guy. I would say.
Any of you guys ever watched Luther?
No.
I
No.
used to, I think.
Okay,
I
so
think
Idris
so.
Elba's the main character of this show, right? He's like a badass, hard-boiled detective, but he goes under the book and deals with the criminals in his own way. And he looks just like Mercer from the comics, and I'm like, yeah, this guy right here, get him. He's
Guys,
a TV show actor, too.
There's a rumor.
I know we all hate on season 7, but the one moment I did like was in one of the episodes with Rick and Michonne. They were in that van or whatever, and Rick was like, Glenn saved me, I couldn't save him. That was a powerful scene.
Yeah, it was. It's just too bad that episode was like I'm sorry. I find that episode so filler and so like it's just this is why Walking Dead doesn't need to do 16 episodes every season.
What do you guys
shapoopy.
What do you guys think about this? And hear me out on this.
Yeah.
Giancarlo Esposito as Mercer.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Also,
especially after seeing him as Moff Gideon.
Speaking of him, he is going to be in Far Cry 6.
True enough.
Yeah.
And there's a rumor, right, that they're doing like, you know, like how they done Douglas as a female on the show.
Yeah.
Apparently they're gonna be making Pamela like a male.
Oh, okay.
I know that's actually one thing I'm kind of like preparing myself for. I don't know why. I just have that feeling they may try that.
Yep.
Gus,
agreed.
Get the Gus Fring actor for Pamela if she's male.
Dude, that would be gold.
Yeah.
Imagine him in his suit. He's got like that death stare, and he's like he puts on a friendly face, but secretly he's just like Gus Fring, but in the apocalypse.
What about Bryan Cranston as Pamela's like gender counterpart?
Franchise?
Am I what?
Are you a fan of the Far Cry games?
It's all right, in my opinion. I'm not like too into it though.
I only like 3 because of Voss.
Anyways, what I was saying is, what if Bryan Cranston was the Pamela counterpart?
Oh yeah, I could see that too.
Yeah,
you know,
dude,
like a Heisenberg
I actually
thing.
kind of wanted Bryan Cranston to be like Douglas or something. That would have been really
yes, cool. Dude, that would have been perfect.
I know.
Hey Dan,
so cool.
Yeah, Epic.
Do you think Breaking Bad is set in the Walking Dead universe? Like Breaking Bad is a prequel to it?
Nah,
no. I don't think so. I mean, would that be cool? Like if it was like before the apocalypse, that would. But like, is it? I don't think so. I think
I don't buy that.
They confirmed it.
I feel like they would have confirmed it at this point.
I think
apparently these 3 shows are connected in the same universe, and it's weird to. I know it's a random combination, but there's a lot of evidence, and you can watch the video for yourself one time. But The Office, Malcolm in the Middle, and Breaking
Bad. Yep.
Oh yeah, and
No
also
way.
Matt. Hey Matt.
Yo.
Thanks for checking out my stream the other night.
Oh yeah, no worries, man. Anytime.
All right. So King Ken says I'm trying to verify my account. I'm still here. I did it. And okay, do you guys see good old Bill in the members list? Do you guys think that's King Ken?
Oh, that's Mickey.
No, that's
Oh,
Mickey.
Okay, that's Mickey. Yeah, so he's not here.
Yep.
Yeah. So I know. Guys, I know
You
we're
would have
talking
to add
about.
him, Brian.
Wait, add. Good old
You would
Bill.
have to add him to the chat. No, not good old Bill. You would have to add King Ken to this chat. Like you'd have to add him to the group live streams with the boys.
Oh, okay. King Ken, what's your username? Tell us your username and we'll look for it and try to add you. Also, look for live streams with the boys on the Discord page I sent you. Okay, so what did you guys think about the part? Because we still have a lot of the episode to get through. So yeah, I'm sorry. I know it's just I know we're having fun discussing, but it's just I you know what I mean. Like we still have so much of the episode to talk about. So the part where Rick is chasing Negan, and even with Lucille, they're not really hitting each other, and Rick's even pulling out his Colt Python shooting, and Rick like somehow runs out of ammo after I think like 4 shots, and then we have the part where Negan is like he's all happy and that telling Rick to come at him, and then Rick just throws the hatchet, and like oh my goodness, the way Negan just like jumped and just like hit the stairs, it's like what in the world? Like Negan, he dodged it, but like
he was terrified of that axe, man.
I'm gonna tell you this, guys, but I think Rick, as far as in season 8 goes, like he's better with his hatchet than his Colt Python.
He is. Look, do you see all the shots he fires? He misses like terribly.
And this
But
is
whenever
why.
he throws,
Oh, sorry.
when he throws his hatchet, he's like super close to getting him.
I know. He almost got him in the head. Like seriously, that's why Negan was so freaked out.
Hey, I know we're supposed to be discussing the episode here, but me personally, I feel TV Rick is more ruthless than comic Rick.
I mean, we're talking. It depends on like what. I feel like it
really
depends on what scene.
It does depend on what scene. Okay,
Rick can be too reckless at time in the comics.
Rick is more ruthless in the comics, in my opinion. He did some messed up stuff in the comics.
I mean, that's true, but at least in the comic, he didn't like go into an outpost and slit people's throats though in their sleep.
That's true.
Yeah, but in the same token, the Saviors are pretty evil people who apparently at that point they had killed the Oceanside children.
Exactly. Like my biggest argument, even though like I don't agree with like how they took out the people in the satellite station, I feel like Rick actually did have an argument towards Negan. Like it's like you were going to like kill 2 of us on the road. You were gonna like get a bunch of our stuff from Alexandria and take us over, and we were just gonna let you kill 2 of our people, like Sasha and Abraham. Like I don't know. I feel like they had enough of a reason. I just feel like the mistake was like Rick didn't think it through enough.
Not to mention, and always accountable, the Saviors attacked Daryl on the road.
Another thing I dislike about the Saviors in the show is how they burn the mattresses. That was just like, why'd you do that? That was pointless.
Exactly.
It was a pointless scene.
I think it just like it was the idea of it was like just to show that it's like we like have full control over you, like we can do whatever we want. But it was just weird.
I still feel like because some people didn't know those were mattresses. Some people didn't even know. It wasn't clear enough to the audience. They're
also, if you guys didn't know, going to sleep and stuff will make you like be more like you don't think it makes you not think things through a bit more. So I think that's what they're trying to do as well.
They have couches.
That's true, but like.
Well, they were loading up some of the couches too, though. Like they were taking those out of the house too.
Yeah, but I think they still had enough. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey guys, so King Ken, do you see it on the live chat? It says Kennedy number 2488. That's my Discord name. Do you guys see that name? I tried to search for him, but I couldn't find him.
I don't see it.
Hey Brian.
Yeah.
Between Negan in season 8 versus 7, do you prefer him in season 8 over 7?
7.
I think 7 he was a little more of a villain, I guess. I guess I can say it wasn't as I guess embarrassing. Like
season 8 was bad though.
Like yeah, Negan is literally hanging with his fingers at the stairs, helpless, and then Rick just goes there with the hatchet, and and then like Rick just I don't know like oh man, Rick, why didn't you go for his face? Like he tried to go for the fingers, I guess, or whatever, and then Negan falls through, and I'm sorry, I burst out laughing seeing this. Like Negan actually fell several stories. I'm just like, wow. Like, and then like, okay, so then yeah, and then we know he survives it, and not only that, but he gets separated from Lucille somehow, and just. But yeah, I just thought that part was funny. Like he just falls.
We also have that line where he's like, "I'm a cat. I have 9 lives."
I know.
Exactly. That was funny.
That's one of my biggest flaws with season 8 is the plot armor was just too like obvious.
It was, but like especially scenes like this, I'm just like, really? Like, I don't know. I feel like the way that Rick came at him, it just like you would think that Rick would have done a little bit more damage. He still did, but like, I don't know.
Guys, honestly, Negan is the true villain of season 8 if you think about it. He literally ripped all of Carl's plot armor off and took it for himself.
Well, you can make that case for Scott. You can make that case for Scott.
Scott also stole a lot of Carl's plot armor. It's how he's still around, honestly.
Guys, is it just me, or does Michonne really tick me off? Because like she's always in 8B. She's always like, Rick, read your letter. Rick, read your letter. Read your letter. It's just like all she says in 8B is read your letter. It's like shut up and let the man grieve.
I know, like it's like seriously, like he's busy like killing people, which is not what Carl wanted. Let him do that first.
Exactly,
yes, Rick, grieve by murdering people who had nothing to do with your son's death.
Exactly. Honestly, like when he finally read that letter, I'm just like, yeah, honestly, I would be happier about this if it wasn't for Michonne like pressuring him the whole time.
I know.
Like, I know you guys think that Negan stole Carl's plot armor, but at the end of the day, it was Gimple's decision. You remember?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, we all remember that, and that's why I'm so happy Gimple is out.
Yeah, true.
Hey,
is Gimple really out though? Because unfortunately, he's still the chief content officer.
I know. They instead of like saying like we removed Scott Gimple, they're just like we're gonna promote him.
They
like
fucking promoted this guy.
This is Scott Gimple. He's like, oh guys, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna be leaving in season 9, and then everybody's like yes, and he's like, but I'm also going to be the chief officer, and I'm going to oversee all Walking Dead names.
It's like one thing they literally said like he was promoted, and then it's like that's just a fancier word for saying like, yeah, I was so terrible that I got removed.
You guys thought I was leaving in season 9? Well, actually, Josh, I'm getting a promotion, so you're stuck with me for the rest of the Walking Dead universe.
You're stuck waiting like 2 years to know if I'm doing this movie or not.
That's one thing I never understood was back in season 3, they fired Glenn Mazzara for killing Andrea, but they never fired Gimple for killing Carl.
Guys, I just thought about this though. Honestly, you know what? I finally figured out why the movies are taking so long to write.
What?
The reason why is because everybody's been like, I'm just saying, like, this would be a funny reason if this is why. Like, Gimple's just like, yeah, I've been getting so much hate. Like, I got so much hate during season 7 and 8. People hate me so much, and they, like, insulted me about bad writing. How about this? I'm going to get revenge by just making people wait 2 years for the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man. Gimple's like, yeah, you want your movie? Looks like you're going to have to wait, and I'm going to write this at a snail's pace.
You guys want a Rick Grimes movie? You're gonna have to wait because you hurt my feelings.
Yeah, exactly. Like, dude, imagine if that's the actual reason. I would just be so mad.
Exactly.
Gimple, just go back in the closet and write the dang script.
I know.
Hey, guys. So back to the episode. We have Michonne, Maggie, and Enid. They're driving to meet Georgie and her intellectual friends, I guess you can say. And what did you think about Georgie and her group, and just how the confrontation went? Like,
they felt like Stranger Things characters. It was
cringy. Decent. I just don't like how she took Maggie.
remember when like they showed up to whenever they found Georgie and stuff, and Enid says the most weirdest dialogue I've ever heard, honestly, or some of the ones, and she's like, "All of this isn't real. This is just a dream." Or
No,
some bullcrap like that.
That's us actually. That's that's us talking because like when we're watching it, we're like, who are these characters? Who are these people? Like, where's the Savior War?
No, Enid is trying to say what we can't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, imagine if Enid was just like, "Yo, am I tripping?"
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
bro, did I smoke Carl's letter too hard?
Yeah. Oh my gosh! If she took it to a bathroom and just like started smelling it, and then Maggie's knocking, Enid, are you okay in there? And then like, fine, just smelling it. Like Maggie just hears, strong smell.
Smoking some of that fresh hilltop weed.
Oh gosh. Like
Guys,
Epic.
do you think that Enid should have lived on longer, like lived to the end of the show?
I would have said that, like, if Enid, like hypothetically, if Gimple wasn't so like just like wanting to kill Carl because it's such a great idea, like if you would have like kept Carl around, then I'd be like, yeah, Enid should survive till the end. But now that Carl's gone, and they do this relationship with Alden, no, honestly, I'm good.
Yeah, with that. Exactly.
They're just like the relationship with Alden. No, thank you. No, she's Pike Death.
I don't know why everybody's all over Enid. She's not even that good looking.
I know.
After the time skip, I would say she got better, as far as that. But okay, so like, if you guys could have written this scene better, how would you have done it? First off, I would have kept Georgie, but my goodness, I would have changed her guards heavily. I would have made them something completely different. Like in the show,
you should just have like, instead of like these two these two weird guards like that don't even know that moisture is a word. Like you just have like I don't know. You should just have like Elijah early or something. Like just have like him and a few other ninja buddies there.
Yeah. I would have some.
Exactly.
I would have written it where like, because we have the scene where you know what they showed. They had a scene where it's just those three, but then we see Rosita pulling a gun on them that snuck them from behind. And then I would have had it different. So like Georgie's guards are different, and then after Rosita sneaks in, tries to take the weapons, we have like, imagine the characters all have like a laser dot on them, and then Georgie says something like she's not a villain, but she's saying that that like I do have more friends, or something like that, and we're just thinking like, oh my goodness, like, you know what I mean, just kind of thing. I feel like that would have been more intimidating. And then we see like not Commonwealth soldiers or CRM, but just something in between, like just look a much more intimidating a group of guys and people with Georgie. And then in the episode we're like, oh my gosh, they're bad, but then it's like, no, they're not. They're just very serious, like they didn't want this group to rob them. And
they should have done like with like the whole like I think they should have just done it to where it's like we have, I don't know, maybe like 5 or like 6 ninjas or something with Georgie, and like they just don't talk the entire time, and it's just like creepy. It's just like, okay, like these guys must be bad because like this Georgie lady seems nice, but like these ninja guys, like no, they're just giving me bad vibes, and then we have to wait a few seasons to find out what this.
I know. Also, like one of the most, I'm gonna play this scene now, but like one of the most cringiest things I found about this episode was I know it's just some kind of made up word like flipper sticky, or cologne. Or moisture. Like, this is the most cringiest thing ever, dude. I was like,
that's something you would hear in Fear.
It's something you hear in World Beyond.
Or that, yeah.
Hey, guys.
Yeah, Epic.
What's up, Epic?
One thing I didn't like about Georgie is she just looks like a character that, like, how did she make it all the way this far?
She kind of looked like a Pamela like 2.0 or something.
She did, honestly.
Yeah.
She looks like she would be like working at a library, like we're reading.
Hey guys, King Ken wants to know what the numbers are for the live.
Numbers?
For the Discord?
The numbers.
Dan, do you remember last? Dan, do you remember last time?
He has to give us the numbers on his username.
You have to send in the number that you were given.
Oh, I think he did. Like, I think I mentioned 2488. I think those are his numbers. Yeah, so just Georgie's group. I mean, just what a weird group. So Maggie decides to take them back to the hilltop. We have the part where Rick and Negan are in the basement. We have that awesome line that Matt mentioned about how, like, Negan's a cat. Like, that was funny. And we have the part where Negan tries to make Rick another offer, and, like that he'll be forgiven, but you have to be a janitor. And then, oh my God. Okay, so, yeah, Rick mentions
Hey,
about how.
guys,
Yeah, Epic?
one thing I did like was I liked how Rick kind of sold out Simon to Negan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I agree.
it's just like it would have been funnier if when he said that, like, it's just too bad Negan was written this way, because like Negan should have done something more like good. They were annoying, like,
Yeah,
Yeah. I know.
definitely.
What were
It's
you
like,
saying, Brian? Sorry, I didn't
oh,
get that full sentence.
He'd be like, Rick, can you tell me something actually tragic?
Agreed. Yeah.
yeah. Negan was just. I will admit the lines were pretty good because Negan was like everything was just fine before Rick Grimes showed up, and like how like
Yeah.
I did like that line because, like, yeah, it's like, man, like
Mm-hmm.
because he even mentions it. He's like, it's like you have been a pain in my, like, a thorn in my side, Rick, like more than anyone else
Yeah.
before. Like I did like that line, and then we have the moment where
Honestly, one of the lines that stood out the most to me is when, like, Rick's just like, because this is the risk that Negan has running the Saviors and doing what they do. Rick said it. He's like, sooner or later, you're going to meet somebody that's like me, like somebody that would actually have the guts to do all this stuff.
Exactly.
and then we have Rick
Exactly.
finding Lucille. And I still don't get it. How did Lucille get to where Rick is? Okay, so when Negan fell in the basement, shouldn't he have fallen on his back? And then Lucille should have been right next to him. But then Negan was in a different direction, and then somehow Rick is able to find Lucille. Like, I still don't get the whole basement thing. Like, how did that happen?
Yeah,
The basement thing is a bit weird. It really
Yeah.
is.
Maybe the only excuse I can actually use for this is that maybe, like, when he fell, Lucille, like you just said, he dropped Lucille like right next to him, but he still didn't see it with all the other stuff around. And then maybe like Negan walked like towards the right or something and walked ahead, and then Rick like went behind where he is, and maybe that's when he found it, and Negan was already too far away, like the other direction of where it fell.
Yeah.
Or maybe,
then-
or maybe Lucille's like actual spirit possessed the bat and it started walking.
It ran away.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me.
And it's like, strike.
Yeah, Beck?
If we get this governor backstory, special or whatever, do you see it working?
I mean, honestly, like if they do it right and if the story is good, because that's the biggest thing I'm kind of worried about is that, like, what are they going to do story wise with it? Like, how are they going to keep this going, like, for enough time to where people are interested? But I mean, they've got a great actor, they've got an amazing villain, but I'm just worried more so about the story. But if they got a good story and a good showrunner, then it could definitely work.
Yeah.
Because I imagine that they were gonna like tell the story of how he lost his daughter, losing his wife, him building up Woodbury and stuff like that.
Yeah, but that's the only thing, like, I'm wondering about. I'm like, it's not going to take them that long to actually adapt all that. I feel like it's like they haven't announced this yet, but I'm like, is this only going to be like maybe an episode, like an 8-episode, like one season type thing, or is it going to be a series?
Exactly.
The governor's.
Because we know Here's Negan is going to be one episode,
Which I'm grateful for, because it only took them like all these years to do it.
Exactly.
I don't know what they're going to do with the governor's backstory, because the actress for his daughter is so old right now. I mean, like, way older than a little girl. So yeah, that's a bit of an issue.
Well, that's also
a big
kind of
oof.
like it's a bit off topic, but it's still kind of the same thing. Like, you remember when Joe was in season 4, the second half, and then a few years later they did the red machete thing.
He looks so
Some
much
of his,
older.
Like, some of his lieutenants were actually different actors.
They couldn't get the
Exactly.
ones back. They couldn't get those guys back.
I know, it just felt so weird.
Okay, so okay, so really quick, back to the episode. We have Dwight and Simon. They're looking for Negan, and that was kind of funny. How, like, he's like, didn't you ever resent Negan? And then Dwight's like, for stealing my wife, burning my face. No, like, I did like that part.
Never thought about that.
Never. It's like, so yeah, so Simon mentions how he wants to move on from Rick's school, find new places, but I think so. I'm guessing that was a lie. He just wanted Dwight to be on his side, and Dwight kind of wanted that too. He figured, hey, if the Saviors leave, Rick's group's fine. But later in the episode, we see that's completely. I guess Simon has either changed his mind or he was just playing, with Dwight, like to get him on his side.
The only reason why Dwight even wanted to be on Simon's side, the only reason why he betrayed him is because he even said it too. Negan would win, that's the only reason. Because aside from that, he would definitely go more on Simon's side.
Hey Dan.
Yeah.
Did you know that in GTA 5 originally Trevor's beta name was going to be Simon?
Yeah, I know. I did actually hear about that. That's actually really interesting that they did that, though. Props to Walking Dead for actually doing that.
Yep.
So, what did you guys think about the scene at the hilltop? We have so obviously, yes, it's hilltop's a ghost town, but we have Michonne, Maggie, and everyone discussing the whole situation.
Isn't it always though?
Well, yeah.
Hey Brian.
Yeah, Epic.
Hilltop's not just a ghost town. It's now a pile of ashes.
That's true, but at least it makes sense in the story why it's a pile of ashes. When it was a ghost town, it never made much sense to me.
I know. I actually saw it because I was going through some old episodes recently, and I actually noticed in one of the season 7 episodes, I think it's episode 14, the other side. You just see this one shot of Hilltop, and there's nobody walking around. You just see the Hilltop, nobody's there.
Exactly.
Okay, so. Oh yeah. So, what did you guys think about the whole scene? So, Maggie, just wants to take Georgie's stuff, and then Michonne's the one who tries to be the hopeful one, and Enid is just all, we should take their stuff. Kind of let's just, the saviors are coming, so let's be the saviors in this situation, which is just kind of weird. It's just I don't know. Enid, I get it. You had a thing with Carl, but it's you're not one of the leaders here. You know what I mean? And
I think I would more so just be on Michonne's side with this for the simple fact that it's we're getting supplies. She's giving us supplies to help us out, and even if they're bad, let's take the supplies because who knows? Even if we kill them, she could have so many more people to come and wipe us out.
Exactly. Yeah. And oh my goodness, the part where Enid is just talking to Michonne and being how I did something and I lived, and then Carl did something and died, and then Michonne, do you guys remember what she said? She just step back, and then, what did you guys think of that scene?
I feel that was that's another line right there that's a lot of the fans were saying. It's step away from Michonne. I'm what are you doing?
Yep.
So
hey Brian.
Yeah, Epic.
I feel next stream we should do season 9 episode 5.
Season 9 episode 5. I think we did that though. Rick's last episode. What comes after? Yeah. Wait, Epic. Didn't you want me to do season 6 episode 10?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I can do that next stream if you guys want.
Sure.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
Man, I still can't with that episode though when Jesus lands off that truck and then that music starts. That just made me laugh.
That was funny.
One of the best comedic. It is the most comedic episode of the show.
I will say it was a little unrealistic how in that episode Jesus went from being tied by his hands to all of a sudden on top of the truck.
He's a ninja.
It was unrealistic.
The biggest thing about that though is that Rick said it. I actually don't flaw that because Rick said he's the knots aren't that tight. You should be able to get free after we're long gone. And it's you double that up because it's Jesus. Yeah, it makes sense. I feel
it does. Yeah,
he's a ninja for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah, Jesus would have been awesome in the show if Gimple did stuff with him.
On a second. Brian, what were you saying? Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna get back to the episode. Rick was talking about to Negan how your people are not coming for you. You're gonna die here. And he's the only thing you care about is this bat, and you can't even save it. And then he starts setting it on fire. Oh, I love the part where Negan's "Don't you touch her!" It's oh my goodness, you have made Negan mad. And then Rick is bashing Lucille against the door with walkers in it, and then Negan just is like and then just charges Rick through the door. And I'm just here I am just laughing and then face palming. I'm like, oh my goodness, did Negan just really push them both in a room full of walkers?
I know. Honestly, like another part like that's kind of funny too is that it's like I don't know why this made me laugh when like Rick's just like the only thing you care about is this bat, and like the way Negan's head turns, he's like basically saying like in his head, "Oh no, you didn't," like you know.
Yep, that's my girl.
I know.
Okay, so yeah, guys, King Can is still trying to get into the chat. He said that his name is there's a hashtag. Or something. Like, do you guys see it anywhere on Discord? Because I still don't see him anywhere.
No.
If you didn't add him, he's not going to be on the chat.
Okay, wait. How can I add him?
Let's see. You go over to the people, right, and then you put and then you search in somebody. Or right? No. Actually, say add friend.
Oh wait. Okay, so add friend. Okay, yeah. I just don't want to exit from the chat.
Yo, guys, I gotta bounce from the stream for a bit. I'll try and come back, though.
Oh, no worries, man.
All right. I'll see you guys in a few. All right, take it easy, y'all.
Okay, so all right, Matt, we'll see you. All right, so yeah, Negan just literally pushed Rick through a door full of walkers, and like the amount of plot armor that they both have is insane. It's just crazy. And also, did you guys see the scene where Rick does hit Negan with Lucille, but Negan it doesn't even hurt him that much. Like Negan should have I don't know, a broken arm or something, but no.
And also like Lucille's on fire too, and he just like hits him and he's fine. Like,
I know.
So weird. You imagine if it's just like starts burning his jacket and he's just like I don't know, like maybe like there's like he just tries to like run away or something as the jacket's burning now.
Dude. Honestly.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I hate about season 8 is Lucille is such an iconic weapon, and the fact that Gimple gets rid of her at the end of the season is disrespectful.
Yeah, but I actually, guys, honestly, maybe you guys disagree with this, but I love Angela Kang, but I actually kind of think it's a bit her fault because Michonne's just like in season 9, episode 4, she's like, we don't have your bat. And it's like, she really made it seem like they did somewhere or something.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's actually kind of Angela Kang's fault because she could have, like, there was no, like, parts in season 8 where they, like, left it. So they could have said, like, yeah, we took it. But Angela never brought Lucille back. So I actually do hold her responsible more so.
Agreed.
Hey, guys, something important. Who changed the picture of Livestream with the boys to Scott Gimple?
Me.
Why? Why would you do that to me? Why would you do that to us?
1 second. I got an even better one that I want to show you too. 1 second. I'm just fixing it up real quick.
Scott is always with us, guys.
No.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
In my opinion, Scott Gimple is the worst showrunner in the franchise.
He was the longest, but yeah.
I think Glenn Mazzara might be worse just because at least Scott Gimple didn't like he was still good for a time. He just lost his touch after a while.
Yep, agreed.
Hey Dan.
Yeah.
How do you think The Walking Dead would have been if Frank Darabont stayed on up to this point?
I mean, honestly, that's actually one of the biggest questions I've always had is like, how would The Walking Dead turn out? I actually do think he may have done okay with it, but I don't know. I think that we would have like missed out on a lot of things. I don't think he would have done as many. Like, I feel like he might have actually decided to do like less episodes a season or something and make it more quality. So it could have worked out.
Okay.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay. So what do you guys think about the whole Rick versus Negan? If we can just try to be a little bit quick with this, because we're almost done. So I just want to finish talking about the episode. But yeah, like the Rick versus Negan fight, it was in a way really good, but it's still okay. So it was entertaining, but it was just so unrealistic. Like the walkers are they're just reaching out for them, not really even biting or trying to bite Rick or Negan. It's like, I don't know. What do you guys think about this? And they're on fire too. So.
That's the biggest thing I think about this fight is that it's like I feel like this fight, like, yeah, it has some flaws with it, but I feel like because of how entertaining it is, it overshadows the flaws. I feel like because it's like, yeah, there actually are some problems with it, but it's so entertaining, and I do give it points for that because I'm every time I watch this, I'm entertained. So I can't be too harsh on it.
Yep. All right, I just changed the chat image again.
What is it? What is that? Mrs. Gimple? What is that? Like Mrs. Gimple now?
Yep.
Mrs. Gimple.
I'm just kidding, Miss Gimple. Let's. I don't know. Oh boy, that is just. Thanks, Kade. I don't think I'm ever gonna be able to wash that image from my eyes. Thank you.
Yep. No problem.
So, yeah, Epic.
What were you saying?
How do you guys feel about the new trailer for the season 10C episodes?
I
loved it.
I didn't see it.
I wish they'd done some more on that.
I actually, I even I don't even really do this too often, but I was so excited I did a reaction for it today. I'm just like, yeah, because we haven't had a teaser in a while, so I'm reacting to this.
Agreed. Then I was watching one of your old videos today where you were you're unboxing season 7, the DVD of season 7, and everybody like was matched up with couples on their disc and stuff, and then you get to Dwight and Eugene, and you're like, are they trying to tell us something here?
I know, dude. I said that because I'm just like, dude, like there's all these couples, and I'm just like, I see this, and I'm like, dude, like what on earth?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Between the season 7 DVD or the season 8 DVD, which one do you think is worse?
I'd say season 8, even though season 8's the better season. But season 8, because I was so mad when I got that because they make us pay so much for it, and then I pop it in, and I'm like, there's only 3 features on this, and then season 7 had a bunch. If anything, season 8's the season that deserves to have more features, and season 7 can have less.
Exactly. And there's another thing too is Fear season 4 and 5 only has audio commentaries. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I'll be honest, I didn't even watch those. I just watched a couple of the episodes to see if the discs worked well, and then I just it just collects dust. I'm like, you know.
Hey,
it's literally just right here.
Yeah, Epic.
Do you think season 7 and 8 of The Walking Dead are better when you're watching it on DVD without the commercials?
Honestly, I think that, regardless of how much I hate on season 7 and 8, we all do, but I still don't hate it. It's still the best show ever in my opinion. But
Agreed.
It's just because even I don't know, I still, even though I hate those seasons, I don't hate the show for it. I don't know. It's still better than a lot of other shows. But I don't know. I think that without commercials, I don't know why. I don't really get any different vibes from it. I just I'm like, yeah, it's still bad as much as it is when I watch it live.
Hey Dan.
Yeah.
Would you say that The Walking Dead season 8 is better than Game of Thrones season 8?
Oh, definitely. And that's crazy because Game of Thrones has a way bigger budget and a lot more fan support. But honestly, no. I always am the one that says I think Walking Dead is the one that deserves the bigger budget and just all that stuff. I think Game of Thrones, and specifically because it's the ending, it's a disgrace.
Okay.
Oh, agreed.
Yeah, guys. So I'm not sure. Okay, so are you guys okay with an hour, 40 minutes, or maximum 2-hour live stream today? Not 2.5 hours, I guess normal. Are you guys
no
okay
problem,
with that? All right.
That's cool.
All right, that's great. So we still have just a little bit more of the episode to go. Okay.
What about you, Brian?
Yeah. Epic. I know. It's just can I finish talking about the episode and then we can get with the questions?
All right.
Okay, thanks. So
yeah, because we don't have too much left.
Yeah, thanks. So we have the part with Maggie and Georgie at the hilltop, and it still kind of gets me, with the whole thing. I don't know, okay, so in the episode they talk about how the characters are kind of starving right now, but they never really show it. The comics do it so much better because like in the show, they say they're starving, but the fact that Georgie is asking for food and records in exchange for, knowledge, and it's just like they don't have any food to spare. I can assume, but like records, just give them the records. Like I don't know, that seems fine to me. Like not an issue.
Yeah.
But,
I'm actually okay with it because like when Diane was talking to Maggie, like they were even talking about how like it's bad enough the food situation for us, but we may actually have to like starve the prisoners for a few days.
Oh yeah,
Wait.
absolutely.
Wait, which ones? Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Because like in Dead or Alive, the episode right before that, like when they were talking about the prisoners, like they were already talking about how their food situation's bad there, but like with the prisoners, it's even worse. Like if we include them.
You know what's crazy? The prisoners, they're still prisoners up to this point in the story, but they don't even get seen in the episode. Like that part of the hilltop is just completely off screen in this episode. Like it's weird. The comic at least shows it, but in the show it's like I don't know. And so
this is why I cut out the prisoners in my rewrites, because I'm just like, this is so pointless. Like it doesn't go anywhere.
It doesn't go anywhere, exactly.
Yeah. Georgie gives Maggie the whole schematics thing. Like she's basically giving her the blueprints for a new beginning, and she talks about how to help build this place up, and it's like, she wants Maggie to build this place up, and it's like, oh, she will do it, and then she'll leave this place for many years with you, and then it'll get burned down. So it's like, oh boy, it's kind of like, it is weird. Like, what happens to the hilltop? The fact that they built it up, then she leaves, then it gets burned down. It's like, I don't know.
This is why I've got such a question mark for the additional episodes, because I'm just like, what is she like? What she has so much to react to, like it's crazy.
Yep,
I know.
Yeah, I agree, Dan.
Yeah,
she's got to react to Jesus, Enid, Tara.
Actually, I think she has, because when she was reading the letter in the finale, she saw like it said Tara's dead and like Enid, and so is Jesus and stuff. So like she reacted to that. It's just like I feel like once she goes back home, it's gonna feel more real to her. It's gonna be like, wow, like.
Mm-hmm.
So Simon and Dwight, they talk to the Saviors about how they couldn't find Negan, and Simon's just like, even without Negan, we're Negan, and he mentions how, okay, so this part was kind of interesting. So first off, Simon has a pretty interesting vocabulary, like redact them and expunge them.
Dwight's expunge them.
Dwight's face is just like, what is he saying? Like,
I know.
If you guys notice too, in season 8, like he always is chewing on something.
I know.
Simon or Dwight?
Like, Dwight
Yeah.
should have. Think if they should have had a funny line where Dwight, because this is actually good use of comedy. Dwight should have just been like, when he's like, we must like redact them and stuff. He should have just been like, Dwight should have been like, well, like Simon, can you repeat that? Because like I want to understand exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. Redact them, like what the heck?
And
I know.
Okay, so just want to touch on this really quick. So at the beginning of the episode, we see the Saviors. A few of them have guns, but the majority of them have like spears from the hilltop, knives and stuff with the Walker blood. And then in the scenes where they're waiting, okay, so in this scene and the one before it, Arad and all the Saviors, they have guns, assault rifles, everything. Mm-hmm. And then next episode, when they attack the hilltop, nothing, like no guns whatsoever. That is just weird to me. Like,
I found that weird.
It was. Also, because like I feel like the whole like them running out of guns, like and like all the ammo and stuff, like I don't know. I feel like it kind of comes out of nowhere and it's kind of random, because it's like I don't know. I feel like you would think, like, especially with the amount of people they had, yeah, they lost Saviors, but they would still probably have a decent amount of guns, like
Yeah. Yep.
I honestly don't get. Yeah, I don't get it either.
I think it's better, honestly, if you just do, because like, and this is what I think is the best choice, is that you just do like the Saviors still have guns. Maybe it's like not as much as before, but they still have guns to attack. And then Negan gets the idea to like do the zombie guts thing as well. And it just like, it's like just double like crazy, because it's like they've got guns and they could infect them, like,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
hey, Dan.
Yeah.
Can I suggest one more character evolution after Glenn?
Sure.
Do Negan.
Negan. Yeah. I was honestly, I'm actually kind of surprised that Negan wasn't one of the first ones, to be honest. But yeah, Negan, yeah, definitely Negan would be a good option. Once I do the Glenn one, I'll definitely let everybody know that Negan will be next.
All right, so what did you guys think about? So after Simon says, for Negan, and they all, chant and stuff. What do you guys think about the final scene of the episode? We have Negan who wakes up, and Jadis has him, at gunpoint, and it's like, oh, Rick. It's like, unfortunately for Rick, Jadis got the last Negan at the store. Like, I don't know. It's
honestly, I've got one word to describe that ending scene: random.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
That's one of my biggest flaws with season 8 is like, why on earth, after this Jadis chick shot you in the side, why would you go back to them?
This has always been my argument, is that Rick is basically useless from episode 5 to 8. Like, seriously.
He really is, honestly.
Well, so that's
man.
So thank you guys. We actually finished the episode. So honestly, this episode was entertaining, and I would still watch this over a lot of episodes in season 7. But it still is bad for The Walking Dead. In terms of Walking Dead, it's bad. Yeah, Epic?
One of these streams eventually, would you guys be willing to do still?
Oh man.
No, I don't think I cannot do horrible, painful episodes. I'm sorry, but I don't think I would I can't torture myself that much.
No.
I can't. I'm not a masochist. I'm not.
Honestly, I've had people even tell me too. They're like, Dan, can you do a throwback review on like Slaptown? Just because they know it's my least favorite. I'm just like, oh, please, no.
Remember that one time, Dan, when you were doing the character spotlight, and I told you to do Martha? That was funny.
Oh, I know.
You asked me to do Martha?
I can't even believe I actually did it.
Yep, he actually done it, and I was actually surprised, honestly, because I thought he'd be like, like, oh dang, Martha, oh gosh.
I know. I'm just like, all right, like I'll do it, because I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, I'm like, well, I've literally said for like all this time that I do these. I'm just like, well, I did say like any character, so I guess I have to,
I know.
Ryan.
Yeah, Epic.
What I was saying earlier, between The Walking Dead season 8 and Game of Thrones season 8, which season is worse?
So, in terms of like writing and how the show is, I would say Game of Thrones is worse because they ended it at the worst time, and also they were also killing off the wrong characters and doing horrible writing in season 8. So like Game of Thrones, it had horrible writing, but also like just what they did, how it ended the series, it made it even worse, I think.
Honestly,
the series finale was so bad.
I always find that like the final season, like you guys remember, like, because Daenerys, like, she burns the city, and then you see it in like that the final episode, like the first like opening scenes is just like Tyrion walking around and like just seeing like how burned it is and how bad it looks, and I'm just like, this is like Tyrion looking at Game of Thrones, just like completely just destroyed.
Absolutely. Plus, remember in episode 5 at the end where Arya, she rides off on a horse and that never to be seen again.
I know. That was so weird. They're like, as soon as Daenerys like started burning that city though, like earlier in the episode, I'm just like, all right, like I've been giving this season some chances, but like that's the last straw.
That was horrid.
Yeah.
Because I find it funny how AMC are actually better at their final seasons. I mean, look at Breaking Bad. That final season.
That show is a masterpiece.
Amazing show. Absolutely.
Yeah. Anybody that hasn't seen Breaking Bad, like, get to it, because it's so amazing.
Absolutely.
You know what's crazy? Me and Dan were literally gonna talk about this episode this week. So like I talked about it, and Dan is doing his rewrite on Sunday for this episode. And I'm really curious to what you have, Dan, because you heard my version of how I would have done the Georgie scene. That Georgie is friendly and not threatening, and the way and I would have it where Maggie and them are the ones acting threatening in this scene, and because of that, we see Georgie's real bodyguards, and it's like, oh boy, the group messed up. But then, like in the episode, it's just like, no, they're not bad guys. It's just like they didn't appreciate Maggie trying to steal from them. So, but they kind of understand.
Full disclosure, like I actually filmed like the key episode for this weekend. It's been already filmed like for a while now. So like anything we've said here, like it's already done. Like the episode is already done. But I'll
Wow.
just say there's some things I've heard you guys say that I'm just kind of like sitting back here, like, all right, you're gonna have to see. Like, like I don't know. There's a few things that are gonna throw you off though. I'll be honest.
Hey Dan,
Yeah.
I know you've been doing rewrites for The Walking Dead season 7, but would you be willing to do rewrites for Game of Thrones season 8?
I would love to do rewrites for Game of Thrones season 8, but the problem with that is that so many people have done it that I don't know. I feel like it needs to be something that hasn't like been done before. And I don't know. I've already seen a lot of rewrites, and I'm just like, it kind of feels like it's like, what's the point when a lot of like other people have done it? Because like season 7, I've never seen one rewrite. I've never seen a rewrite for season 7.
Yeah, there's so many Last of Us 2 rewrites.
Oh, dude, man, honestly, that's actually funny. That thought did cross my mind, but I'm just like, man, honestly, like it is kind of easy. You just keep Joel alive and you just make the game. Like it's not that hard. Like it's crazy how one mistake just like completely ruined it. When it's like if you just fix one mistake, it could be so much better.
Well,
Hey Dan,
Yeah.
do you think The Last of Us 2 would have been better if they killed Dina instead of Joel?
I mean, honestly, yeah, because I like Joel was like my favorite character, so I'd say yeah. I think that would have worked better. I'm so disappointed because I was so into that game, and now like I don't even care. Like I'm just so done with that franchise.
They also messed up with the whole Abby thing. That was too far.
No, that's that's seriously if like they did, because like you guys imagine like Negan, like, or actually maybe that's the wrong example, because like we all like a lot of us like Negan, but like how about this? Like imagine if Terminus, like you guys remember those theories that like what if Terminus has Beth or something like back in those days?
Oh man.
Like what if like Terminus, like let's say Terminus kills Beth or something, and then we just spend like a half a season with Terminus and like their backstory and then like what they're up to. That's basically the equivalent of what they did there, like
Yeah.
So so if Last of Us 3 happens, you guys aren't gonna go near it?
I mean, I will watch the trailer because like I want to know what it's gonna look like. But like in terms of like actually going through the trouble of reviewing it, I can almost guarantee you I won't.
I just like, I don't know, like you said, Dan, like if there's a trailer out for it and it actually looks promising, maybe I'll check it out. But I mean, I don't know. It might be stretching it a bit.
Exactly.
Hey Dan.
Yeah, because that's what it did with season like 5 of Fear and stuff. And it's like it was so bad, and then all of a sudden season 6 comes out, and it's like, wow, what happened?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Epic.
Will you be checking out the Last of Us TV show on HBO?
You know what? Honestly, like even though I'm not happy with the game, I'll be straight up. I am gonna at least check out the pilot to see what it has to offer, because I really wish, and this is something I wish they do, and this would make me watch the entirety of the Last of Us TV series, is that if they did what I just said, keep Joel around, and they actually completely redid the story from like they adapted the first one and then did something completely different once they got to the material for the second one, then I'd be like, yeah, there you go. That's a show I will like weekly review,
Because I know they were trying to make The Last of Us like a universe and a franchise, but me personally, The Last of Us didn't need a sequel.
No, I didn't. I feel like if The Last of Us was just one game, that's what they should have done. They should have just done The Last of Us 1 and then announce the TV show, do that, and then but just like expand further than the first one and do an actual good story and not kill off Joel like they did, and then it'd be good.
Exactly.
Hey Dan, I had a question.
Easy fix.
Because the way Joel went out was just so bad. That was one of the worst deaths I've ever seen.
The Joel was embarrassing.
Hey Dan, can I ask you something?
Brian.
All right, so
Yes, sir.
you okay? So I know you're doing how? I guess you can't really say the exact date, but how close would you say the Wolf Among Us is? In your
Oh,
channel.
it's coming at the end of the month. It's gonna be something really soon. I'm actually about to start it, so it's gonna be very cool. I'm gonna do like I don't know how many parts I'm gonna do yet. It just depends on I guess how quick the series goes.
All right.
Hey Dan,
That's awesome to hear.
Yeah.
do you have any hype for The Wolf Among Us season 2? Do you think it'll be good or do you think it'll be bad?
No, I actually haven't played it yet. I'm just about to get into the first one.
What do you guys think about Do you guys think GTA 6 is happening? I'm just being honest.
Yes.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's taken a while though.
It's
I
so
feel
up in the
GTA
air,
6
dude.
will happen because
It's like the
GTA.
Plague season 5.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know what's gonna happen.
Just this
I
big
feel
question
GTA
mark.
6 will happen because GTA 5 has sold, I think, 190 million copies by now.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt that like they don't have a fan base for it. That is like no question. But I don't know. It's just like it's honestly I know not everybody here has seen the Plague series, but it's like that. Like it's just like there's a demand for it. People will watch it, but it's like it's I don't know. It's more so the creators I guess that have to make that final decision.
Exactly. And
I
mean,
feel
like
the
I don't
reason-
even though we have like possible dates out there, I still don't really believe them for the Plague. If I'm being completely honest with you.
No, I heard January 25th for the premiere, and I'll believe it when I see it. To be brutally honest.
Yeah, agreed.
I feel the reason GTA 5 has lasted so long is because of the online mode.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Hey guys, I just thought of just now while looking at the thumbnail. I thought for a second, I'm like, what would you guys think if? Okay, so like if they did make a Walking Dead game, like, and whether or not it's with our characters or different characters, do you think it would be a pretty cool system to have it? Like, kind of like Red Dead Redemption, where, like Maggie here, you can choose to rob people, meet or join alliances, like all this different stuff as you play the game. Like, do you think? I don't know. It's just an idea I had. That is something that if they ever do a Walking Dead open world game with choices, like they got to do that. Like you meet different survivors and you get to make a choice whether or not to trade with them, trust them, kill them, whatever, take their stuff. It's all up to you. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's what drives me crazy is that it's like they do a game like Survival Instinct, but like they won't do that. Like, are you kidding me?
Yep.
yeah,
I
they
feel
got
that would be a good idea because Red Dead Redemption 2 has that whole thing where you can be honorable, dishonorable. You can play as a bad guy, good guy.
yeah,
You get a bad ending, good ending.
No,
yeah,
but like that's what like Brian was just saying too, is that it's like, and I think this is what Brian means, is that it's like you could literally do like decisions like Maggie's group, like here, it's like, do we take their stuff or do we like, what do we do, or do we kill Georgie? Like, do we do that? And it's like the story like could go whatever way like they actually play it. Like it's just I don't know, like I feel like that would make money because I'm gonna be honest, I've said this I feel like 1,000 times now, but the only reason why Survival Instinct even exists is because people see a cover art with Daryl in the store or online, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna get that. It's got Daryl on it.
Exactly.
yeah.
And then you play it, it's just like, what on earth did I just buy?
Like me personally, the worst Walking Dead game in the franchise is The Walking Dead No Man's Land.
I mean, I don't know if it's the worst for me. Survival Instinct is such an embarrassment.
I don't know. I just wasn't a fan of it.
No, I definitely didn't love it. That's for sure.
I would love it if Quantic Dreams or just like I know you guys might not know these companies, but like there's other games like Detroit Become Human, Beyond Two Souls, Heavy Rain, and they make amazing choice-based games, and they're not open world, but like I just wish they could make a Walking Dead game that like in a TV show universe and the characters just look like like real life characters, because I get sick of the whole comic book look. I want to see characters like look like in our world, like kind of thing. So I don't know. What do you guys? Yeah, what do you guys think?
Hey,
so
Brian,
like, yes, Epic.
How do you like this for a Walking Dead game where you get to create your own character, and then throughout the game you actually get to meet characters in the Walking Dead universe like Michonne, Daryl, Maggie, Jesus.
It,
Onslaught.
it's kind of tricky because that means it wouldn't be canon technically.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
But as far as like creating your own character, I like the idea because Cyberpunk did that. But I didn't play Cyberpunk. But I know you make your own
I
character.
think they should just like they should really like because like then it would be non-canon if like you just run into like you see like Rick like at 1 second and then like 2 days later in the story you just see like Beta or something, you know?
Yeah,
It'd be like what? Like,
exactly.
Because I know they have been making Walking Dead VR games like The Walking Dead Onslaught and The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners.
Yeah, I know. I just don't want that.
I gotta
like,
admit though, the trailer for that looked pretty good though, like with Daryl and stuff. I remember I watched the trailer for that and I was like, wow, it actually does look pretty good, but you know.
I just want a Walking Dead open world game like Red Dead Redemption where you get to make choices, and even if it has no TV characters, just it looks great. Like it's like Last of Us 1, the first game, but it does have choices, and you get to have like a morality system, good, bad. You either you're a good survivor who builds up their community, or a Negan. Like there's so much potential.
I just can't with how every game though. It's like every single game that they do, at least well, not every single game, but at least a lot of them. It's like it's like, oh, look at this, Daryl's in it. Like it's like even like they added Daryl and Michonne to Fortnite. I'm just like, can't you like I don't know. But then Rick is like barely added in anything, or like other characters. Like I don't know.
Yeah, it's funny how you mentioned Fortnite because I don't like Fortnite one bit.
Oh, I can't stand it.
I just don't understand why is Daryl just the go-to person? It's always like Daryl this, Daryl that, Daryl's on.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah.
They want to milk him.
And
Man,
also,
I think they've milked him and some. Like, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, like
and also the character models in Fortnite for Daryl and Michonne are terrible.
Yeah, I remember I saw the trailer. Like I saw the trailer for them in Fortnite. Like, and then you just see them like get like they just like get pushed into the Fortnite world, and I'm just like, this is a joke. Like I laughed when I saw it.
Hey, you know what's funny? Sorry, Kade. You can say it.
No, you're cool. Go ahead.
Oh, I mean, I just thought of something.
I was going to say it was like just like they're terrible and stuff like that. That's what were you going to say?
I was just gonna say, like in the episode, like Daryl has like just that grave scene, and that's pretty much it. And like what'd be funny? It shows Rick versus what'd be funny is it shows Rick fighting Negan, the Fire, the Walkers, and then it shows Daryl like sitting at a tree and just by himself with a crossbow, and he's just like nothing happens, and he's just like so bored. Like I wonder if that's what Daryl happened to Daryl in the episode. And I'm just like, oh man, like Daryl, you missed out not going.
I know. I'm wondering, like, I'm really wondering, like, what was he doing during this episode? Like, it's like, I don't know. Was he just like chilling? Like, cause it's like he wasn't like involved with the Georgie stuff. Like, you think like you'd have like Daryl come up or something to like Michonne or something or Maggie and be like, yeah, that's a good idea. We should kill them and take all their stuff. But like, he wasn't even there. Like,
exactly.
Hey, Dan.
Yeah, Epic.
I know this isn't Walking Dead related, but how do you feel about Death Stranding?
Not
Death Stranding.
That I'm sorry, terrible. Looks good, but terrible game.
I'm on Brian's side with that one. It's not a favorite of mine.
It's like a cliche like story, honestly.
Yeah, the story was lacking, and the walking gameplay, like it was just I don't know, it got tedious. People did not like it. It's kind of crazy how this. Oh, I was just gonna say, it's crazy how the standoff with Georgie and Maggie's group, like Dan said, like where was Daryl? He could have been here. There was not a single guy in this scene.
I know. It's just so weird. Like I'm just like all these male characters. Like, what are they doing? Are they just like out there, like in their vehicles, bored? Because it seems like that is what happened. Because like in episode 13, you just see them all honk their horns. It's like were they all just chilling in their vehicles this entire time?
I love how Daryl just pulls out his freaking little like air.
Whatever. Yeah, whatever that was. Yeah,
Hey,
I found that
Dan,
funny. Yeah.
would you be willing to do a rewrite for The Walking Dead Survival Instinct?
Honestly, I mean, like not to disappoint you, but I just wouldn't do it. I mean, honestly, I just instead of rewrite, it would just be called The Walking Dead Survival Instinct, and then there'd be like a big X like over top of it or something.
Yeah.
Honestly, I wouldn't fix it just because I just don't think there's something to be fixed. I just think it shouldn't exist.
Because
Absolutely.
it really sucks. That game had so much potential, and they
That's
just
what
messed it up.
that's when you know it's bad when I'm just like yeah I'm not gonna rewrite it. I'm just gonna I'm like if it was up to me I would just erase it.
Yep. I mean, I don't know.
It's
Okay.
just so like weird. Like it just makes no sense why they even did it. Is my thing.
What's your guys'
Just,
opinion
it's
on this?
a cheap cash grab.
Exactly.
What's your guys' opinion on this? But every single zombie apocalypse like show that they do now, like a lot of people do now. Like they always have the Rick Grimes character, and it's so cliche at this point.
I know. Like it's always like I feel like Felix, especially for World Beyond. I'm just like I'm not against Felix. I think he's actually probably one of the best characters in the show. But it does feel like sometimes I'm just like, okay, what are you guys trying to do? Like you know.
And not to mention names, I won't. But a show that me, you, and Matt watch. I feel like, and I don't know if you know which one I'm talking about, but it's one of the ones that you've reviewed. It's there's a main character in it, and it's so cliche. I feel like.
Oh yeah, no, never mind. Yeah, for a minute there, I wasn't sure, but yeah, no, that's true. It like, especially at some points, I'm just like, dude, it's so obvious.
Exactly.
You know, like me personally, I feel, like The Walking Dead, Survival Instinct, the Michonne miniseries, and the novels all belong in the same boat.
Exactly, and you should just you should just put that boat like somewhere else and let it drown or something.
Yeah, freaking get some flame arrows, and then shoot the flame arrows at the boat and let it burn.
Exactly.
Hey. Oh yeah, definitely. But just want to let you guys know I'm going to be ending the stream in another 5-10 minutes.
No problem.
Right.
Once we hit the 2-hour mark, I think.
Yeah, we're about to hit it pretty soon.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah?
Would you say The Walking Dead Survival Instinct is the worst game in the franchise?
I think... Oh, sorry. I think it's... Okay, I think there's nothing good about it. Like, not a single good thing. Whereas, like, other games, like the Michonne game, whatever, at least have... Or the Walking Dead Season 3 game, they have some good qualities in them. Or, like, at least some things interesting. Whereas the Survival Instinct has nothing. So
me, it's like the Michonne game is the worst, but like yeah, I would say the Michonne game is the worst for me because I mean, yeah, let's just be honest, it's the worst.
Yep.
But like the Michonne game's the worst, but like Survival Instinct is the most useless, I would say.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and by the way, me personally, I feel like Torn Apart is the best one out of the webisodes. Cold Storage was okay, and The Oath was trash.
Yeah, I hated the webisodes.
They just shouldn't have done those either, to be honest. Like they didn't really have that big of an impact at all.
So okay,
aside from Torn Apart.
Yeah, so like the first webisode, they show how the bicycle girl walker, how she became that. That's good. The second webisode, it shows that Rick and Lori had a storage facility unit in Atlanta. That doesn't matter. Like that doesn't help the story at all. You know, like, and then the third one, it's the same hospital that Rick was in. Except there's a billion inconsistencies. The hospitals are not even the same location. Like they didn't even use the same sets. They don't look the same. Where was Rick during that scene? Because like, and also that woman, like that doctor, she put people in the in the cafeteria full of walkers. So so why was Rick still alive? That didn't make sense at all. The oath was terrible.
And one thing I couldn't stand about the oath was the opening. Like, why are you showing us this random group being attacked by walkers at night?
That's true. I mean, like honestly, I honestly think that like what they just should have done for webisodes, like honestly, this is more of an interesting idea. They instead of like, and you don't even need to do as many of them. You should just do like different ideas. Like, how about a webisode when the governor like finds Merle, or like a webisode of like. I honestly was always wanting to see an episode of like Rick and Shane like as cops and their like daily activity or something. I don't know. I think that'd be kind of cool. And then like you could literally do like one about I don't know, you could do so many other things instead of that. I'm just using a couple examples, but like I don't know.
I definitely agree. I've always wondered, how did Merle get off that roof?
Exactly. Well, you know what? The funny thing is that after all these years, they may actually try to like I don't know if they're gonna adapt it, but they're doing the Governor series. I don't know. But again, actually, never mind. Forget I said that because now Michael Rooker said he doesn't want to come back. So,
guys, if you guys didn't know, like I don't know when this will be, but he said this last year. But there's going to be a musical webisode.
oh, I know. It was supposed to be in Fear, and like I like if it's gonna be in Fear, I honestly feel like what ended up happening is that David is just like, yeah, I don't think so, guys, get out of here, like
Absolutely.
Like, if that musical episode happens, I am not watching it.
No, I mean, I'm gonna watch it, as painful as it's gonna be to watch, and how cringy it is, because unfortunately, like it's the Walking Dead franchise. I'm gonna watch pretty much everything, but like it's gonna be a pain to watch. It's gonna be absolutely terrible.
You know, like it's gonna be like Still and Swear, but on like acid trips.
You watch like they're gonna do it to where it's like you have to watch this musical episode because there's like this key storyline in it that like you have to see it in order to understand everything. You know?
Could you imagine, dude?
It's like listen to the lyrics. It's like it's very important for the story.
The lyrics confirm a death or some bullcrap.
I know.
So are you guys okay with me review us talking about season 6 episode 10 next time, and maybe on Saturday night?
Yeah,
definitely.
I'll be joining you. I'm sorry I haven't been able to make it to like a good amount of streams. Have just been busy and stuff, and I just had a car wreck just Friday, so that I've been dealing with that and stuff.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm glad you're okay, because car wrecks are, man, they're the worst. Like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Brian,
yeah, Epic.
I hope your brother's doing good.
Oh, thank you so much, Epic. Yeah, he's doing a lot better. He got tested again, so he had it, but it's pretty much gone now. He doesn't need to wear a mask anymore or stay away from anyone. So he's really good now. So thank you.
Good to hear.
Great to hear.
Yeah, me personally, I do not miss 2020.
Neither do
I mean, honestly, like 2021 though, guys, let's be real. It hasn't been that much better. Like,
nope, you're right, Dan.
Man, like seriously, just within a few days, I'm not gonna like mention any of the stuff, but like, it's just, dude, like I'm just like, what is going on? Like, people are just like, the world is just getting crazier.
It really is. And not to mention, like, I mean, for me, just going 8 days in 2021, I've already had a car wreck and stuff, a very bad one.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Oh man,
it was insane.
Man. I can't even like. I have no words for this year, man. It's just ridiculous.
It really is.
Brian.
Yeah, Epic.
Instead of the Michonne miniseries, do you think they should have made a Negan miniseries?
I think I think if they did here's Negan, I think that would have been more interesting during that time. So I think so. Michonne was a great character. I would say good character in the comics, but Denai Guerrero improved her massively in the show. Michonne was never really the most interesting character in the comic. She was awesome with the sword, everything, but as far as leading her own game, yeah, it didn't really work. So I think that doing a Negan version would have been awesome instead of a Michonne version story. But I will say that I think they also could have done it with a new character, like a brand new character. Because
they honestly they should have done like instead of doing a comic like the comic Michonne, which in my opinion is way worse than the TV Michonne, and like just do because we all like I think we all can admit Denai Guerrero is amazing, but like you could seriously do like you could have instead of the comic Michonne game, just do like before Michonne ran into Andrea and have a game like play out of her the TV Michonne at the beginning of the apocalypse. Like I feel like that would have made a bigger impact than what they did.
Yeah.
Hey, Dan.
Yeah.
My opinion, Denai Guerrero made TV Michonne legendary.
She did. Yeah, definitely. I have Michonne. I mean, this it's arguable, but Michonne is my favorite like female character in the main series.
All right, guys. I got to end the stream in a couple more.
TV Michonne is one of the most iconic characters in the franchise.
Yeah, definitely. And no problem, Brian.
Yeah, that's no problem at all.
Okay, really quick. King Ken says, "I think Swear was not as bad as people say." I hate to. Actually, no, I don't hate to disagree. I heavily disagree with Ken. I think we all hate Swear, right, guys?
I still can't even believe I actually sat down for like, what was it, like 10, 15 minutes and actually talked about that episode a few months back.
Hey, Dan.
Yeah.
I know this might be a little controversial, but I feel Swear is actually worse than Still.
Yes. I you know what? I actually do agree with that because Still actually at least like, I mean, it's still bad, but like it's still bad, but I like honestly, I feel like still like at least like we saw something come out of it because like Daryl grew this bond with Beth, which made her death more impactful for his character. But with Swear, it's just such a weird episode. Like, and specifically because like you bring Tara, one of the characters that has like least amount of fan support, and it's just like I don't know. And then she's like, no, Rosita, I didn't see anything like that out there. It's like okay, whatever. End this episode.
And we get introduced to Oceanside.
Yeah,
it's kind of funny how they're slowly killing off each member of that community.
They should just eliminate that. You know what? Like honestly, I season 10 for me is arguable for like a rewrite sometimes because I honestly think that they should have just brought like this is what I would have done. I would have just brought the entire like Oceanside group and I would have killed Cindy straight up. I would have killed Cindy because I just think there's no like the actress is so hard to like get to be on the show and I'm just like I would kill her. I would actually give her Beatrice's death because I actually think Beatrice is more loyal than her in real life.
Absolutely.
All right, guys.
I agree.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. It's been 2 hours, really fun 2 hours talking about this episode. So thank you guys so much.
No problem.
I will see you guys next time. Maybe on Saturday. Yeah, Epic.
Brian.
Yeah, Epic.
When's the next stream?
Saturday.
I think so. Saturday by the latest, I would say. If I don't have any free time, Saturday it should be. It should be on Saturday, probably. So yeah, guys. So thank you so much for the stream. This was really fun, guys.
Yeah, it was.
All right, guys. Well, I hope you all have a good night. Stay safe. We're still unfortunately dealing with the whole COVID thing, but hopefully it ends.
10 months later, still around.
Yes, I know it's so annoying.
Oh.
Well, I'm sure COVID could end this year with the vaccines.
You would think, right?
I don't know. I mean, my brother, he didn't take the vaccine or nothing like that, and he's all good now. I mean, I haven't taken it, and I haven't caught it from him, or no one in my family has caught it, so I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, guys. Anyway,
let's just hoping that as we go throughout this year, things get better.